Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day and had a wonderful holiday weekend. Welcome back to the show. We're just going to take a quick look here at ICP, see what's going on. It's looking very interesting. We're kind of working ourselves into this unique type of wedge pattern, and we're going to see if it's going to break out potentially to the upside or downside. Bitcoin is misbehaving right now. You got to recognize that, so that could be part of the reason why we saw this massive sell-off here recently, late last night, effectively for because what was it? Bitcoin sold off, just to clarify, I think it was somewhere in the range of 500 million in no less than like 15 minutes. So it would only result in a 2% swing, but it resulted in a lot more for a lot of altcoins. Like Solana's bottoming out here, trying to retest that key level support. And this guy here is actually holding fairly strong. It recovered a lot quicker than most other coins. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. So if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I love teaching people to trade. I hope you can learn something today. If you do want to again, become a better trader, I get this question all the time. CryptoCash.tag is a site linked down below where I offer a trading academy, community, and signals group. We took some massive profits yesterday. Just to quickly note, here the graph, 52% in 3 days, BNB 92% in 2 months, Dusk 4 months 154. However, SKL 111% in 2.5 trading days. So again, swing trades vary, but that's what a swing trade is all about, being patient and waiting for those healthy profits. Gala, 4 days ago, we took a trade to the upside, 65% in roughly 5 trading days. So again, awesome stuff. Keep up the good work. We're still looking for an entry on ICP, considering one, but haven't pulled the trigger just because it's still doesn't give me confirming factors. So let's talk about that. Daily time frame, first of all, is confirming we're still bullish. Other coins are having difficulty with this, but we're still above the 20-day SMA. That's just kind of the first indication the price action should continue above that level. However, we're starting to see this ominous divergence effectively on the MACD, letting us know that we could be swinging down. We got a second stochastic swing to the downside, and we tentatively are losing 70 on the RSI. So again, that typical support level could be gone and the price could continue lower. But again, this is really all the daily time frame tells us. It's hard to really identify exactly what's going to happen next on the daily. It's just kind of a barometer for the overall sense of things. Right now, for the most part, still pretty good. Okay. However, again, we can't second guess that divergence. Okay, so important to recognize. Look at the 4 hour here. This is where things get interesting. We're below 2 of the important moving averages, but they're starting to average themselves out. This happens all the time when you start to see a squeeze on coins. It really just implies that a breakout to the upside or downside is inevitable because we're seeing higher lows and lower highs, and it all kind of continues to compress until it explodes. So Bollinger Bands usually gives us the same indication like, hey, we're getting tight. We're going to see a break to the upside or downside. Oftentimes it's best to wait for the price to break out and to catch that little correction before it legs up again. Okay. Right now, we don't want to be too premature and jump in too early. That's just me personally. I like to wait for good confirmation. That's just how I trade. Again, you got to recognize I'm looking at 30, 40 different coins every day, and I might find 1 or 2 good opportunities. Okay, you got to understand, I'm looking for reasons not to take a trade, mainly because I have hundreds of traders underneath me, but also because I just have always been this way, and I like to understand that I have good confirmation and things meet my standards. Right now, we're seeing a convergence on the MACD, but it's not fully converged. Stochastic RSI swing to the upside, but it's the first. Remember, the first is not as impactful as the second, so we're going to pay attention to another potential one later. We are underneath 50 on the RSI. Don't love that. Money flow index is also coming down. Kind of some conflicting information here, and to me, again, when things kind of squeeze in like this here, there's always going to be conflicting information, and usually it's best to wait for a little bit of confirmation before you decide to pull the trigger and take a trade. So looking at the hourly here, let's quickly note a couple of things here. First of all, when it comes to TD sequential, we're not massively overextended in either direction. Once more, just kind of squeezing in here. Ichimoku cloud gives us confirmation we're below the cloud, but it's still not confirming we should take a short either. Again, I hate trading coins in this situation. Again, it's just kind of par for the course when situations occur like this, when the price action kind of squeezes out like we're seeing here. So to me, personally, no trade is a good trade, but if we're going to talk about, key levels here and important things, we're right here at this precipice of greatness. In other words, price is squeezing in here. We could very well see the price break up. It makes a little bit more sense for it to break up than down based on it coming from the downside, right? So we're starting to work ourselves into this little type of pattern. But if it drives from the downside, it'll typically break to the upside. It's common for that to happen. It's basically, this is a bull pennant type of pattern. There's typically bull flag patterns that perform similarly. They just work themselves into lower lows and lower highs. This is essentially just creating us higher lows and lower highs. Just that squeeze effect, so to speak. I prefer not to trade these personally, but again, if I were to flip a coin right now, the coin should land in an upward direction just based on the overall sense here. But again, we're still seeing a descending trend here until Bitcoin can stabilize. We are not going to be in a position where this coin is going to flourish. We need a little bit of stability from Bitcoin to be able to have this coin really take off. That's just me, again, personally thinking that, especially how, it's been kind of like a 2% correction from Bitcoin, to give you perspective, is close to about a 6% correction from ICP. Okay, so it's roughly 3x of Bitcoin at this point. So take with that what you will. Do me a favor, comment below, let me know exactly what you're considering and what you're thinking are. Do you have a position open right now? Are you long or you short? What do you think is gonna happen? To me, I think we're due to see a correction to the upside, but I wanna wait for confirmation before I do anything of that sort. So heads up, I'm not taking a trade with ICP just yet. And I think we still actually have one open, as a matter of fact, it's in profit and we're letting it ride. So I don't really see a reason to take a second one just yet. Anyway, last but not least, I do want to recommend highly, of course, because my community members are really loving this exchange. Bitunix, phenomenal exchange. Link down below, consider joining. No KYC, no VPN, that's the main reason why we use them. Significant rewards if you use my link to register. And again, they have this benefit until year end. Be sure to take advantage of that if you can. Of course, link to this is on our Discord, which is found here under Bitunix, or of course promo section for some discounts there, because I always like to provide opportunities for our members. Same thing with Cornix. If you're using Cornix, be sure to check this out. 50% off is a pretty solid deal on that trading bot. All right, folks, thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.